Oh, awesome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live. Without further ado, we're gonna go straight to the topic today because we do have a lot of room to cover. I know last week's call I was rushed because I was so distracted. My love was around. I can't think straight when he's here. But um, but today we're going to talk about all the metabolic changes I've been seeing in my body, the adaptations that are happening ever since the competition. You guys know, I don't know. Some people say they can't really tell the difference in weight, and I'm sure they're lying to me. They're just trying to make me feel good. But like what is this? Okay. But I switched from stage show, stage day, 141 pounds. My dog's eating, my cats are eating. I'm sure soon they're going to come here to say hi. 141 pounds to probably 3 weeks after, 4 weeks after I reached my highest weight in was 158. I've probably hit a little bit higher than that when I was in Brazil, but I didn't have my scale there, thank God. And because in Brazil I got really bloated, really inflamed, as it was awful. It was like hurt my legs. Working out was hard. Doing cardio was hard. It was just very debilitating, actually, honestly. Up until like I came back to America, been here back here for a little bit over a month, and then it started in September, like slowly trying to manage a little bit more my diet, slowly trying to manage a little bit more my workouts, and I hit my lowest weight now the other day was 149.9, 150. So and you guys know if you've been around here, my work, my social media, I've been trying to go back. I'm not trying. I am getting back to 140. Why do I do that to myself? 145, it's the least I can get. Actually I want to plan to be 142, not by my birthday day, which is October 28th, is in like 2 weeks, but by November 2nd, which is when I'm gonna celebrate. So I have exactly a little less than 3 weeks now. And and then that's like 5 to 7 pounds, 5 to 8 pounds to lose in 3 weeks. That's a piece of cake. Piece of cake. That's gonna happen. And people come ask me, like, how can you actually just having a conversation the other day with one of my clients? She's like, how can you shift your weight so fast, from 141, 158, 150, and then going to 145 too? And I'm like, first thing is I've been training my body for that for years. It's not something that I just like shifted and it's like, let's go lose weight. No, I've been training, I've been doing bodybuilding for 11 years. First five years of it was a little chaotic because honestly, I just paid coaches to do stuff for me. I didn't really pay attention to it. So I was just following rules. And that was actually what led me to binge eating disorder and a bunch of stuff that are not fun and not cool and body dysmorphia. And probably since 2018 was when I really started paying attention, like, let me try to take a hold of this. And I still had coaches. I had coaches up until my prior to last competition, 2019, no, 2023. But I was, definitely paying attention to my things. I was paying attention to my nutrition, paying attention to my training, paying attention to my body, to my mind. So I started learning more and doing things better. So I want to say, Vince, of course I won. Choo. World champion, baby. I should have my crown here in my office. Every time somebody asks, I just like, doo. But I was saying, so since 2020, 2018, I've been training my body. I've been actively playing with my body to understanding like what makes me gain muscle, what makes me lose fat, what makes me gain fat, what makes me lose muscle, and just being very attentious, paying a lot of attention to my body and what it does. And according to the stimulus, I used to have this tracking spreadsheet that I would put every single calories that I ate. I did that for probably 2 years. So I was like tracking my macros like precisely day after day, week after week, and just tracking my weight and everything. So I kind of know I prune my body for that. So if first, so that's the first thing I want to say. The only reason why I'm able to do that is because I trained myself to do that. Second thing is because I've been so adamant about my training, so adamant about my nutrition, I understand what I need to do. And even though, like, since 2019, 2018, I was 33, now I'll be 40, so it's been almost 7 years. Of course, my body changed a lot. And of course, I see the trends and I see differences in how I need to do things. But that's the beauty. And I tell all my clients, like, if you don't track, if you don't pay attention, you're not going to be able to be ahead of the curve. You're just going to be constantly like playing catch up, playing like putting out fires when in all reality, you should just be stocking up, how do you call, things that you put fire on? Whatever, that was a bad illusion. But I don't want you to put fires down anymore regarding your health, regarding your fitness. You need to actually be ahead of the game and understand and see the trends and see, like, before you actually gain those 10 pounds, when you gain the first five and they don't go away, like after that week, and you're like, oops, I need to do something about it. So that's number one. Number two is what I've been actually doing with my fitness, my training, and my nutrition. And we're also going to talk a little bit about today about metabolic adaptations. I'm not going to go too deep into physiology because that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to be something easy and something relatable, something understandable. But I do need you all to understand that the further you push your body to an extreme, the further it's going to fight you back. And the beauty of understanding your body is that you need to give itself time and love yourself and understand and be patient, especially for us ladies. Be patient with the changes that you really want to put your body through, but the body's saying, not now. And most of the times when you're trying to do something with your body, you don't quite get that response immediately. You think it's a no. And I think those things too. Trust me. When I'm trying, because I've been really like taking care of my diet. I'm not 100%. And like I said yesterday in my story, I don't think I'll ever be 100% because now this is just how I navigate life. I'm not competing. I don't need to be 9% body fat. I'm okay with 12% body fat. So I can be more flexible. But what was I gonna say? But I've been, cutting down on calories, cutting down on drinks, cutting down on things that just accumulate empty calories on my diet, cutting down on snacks, and being more conscious about my protein intake, being more conscious about my nutrition, being conscious more about calorie conscious and not being on a super calorie surplus for probably 3 weeks because I came back from Brazil. Then I went to see my future husband in Louisiana. No, he came first. And then I went there. And yeah, when I was there, I was already taking care of it. Right, Amor? I think so. Yeah. When he came here, I was still like just having fun. My parents were, oh, I know exactly. I remember now. Wasn't even that. I was kind of taking care of it, but it was when my parents left. Because my parents, they flew back from Brazil and they were here with me for about a month. And while they're here, and I'm gonna totally blame on them. Just kidding. It's not their fault. It's my fault. I have no free will. But they were buying all kinds of things at the house. I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy it. So I was eating some stuff, not a lot, but I was eating. I was already trying to like, but I was eating some good stuff. And me and my mom would cook some desserts. Amor, don't call me out. Like, just kidding. You can call me out anytime. Call me out, Amor. Let them know the truth. Let them know the truth that this six pack here doesn't come easily. Not at all. It comes with a lot of hard work. So Gabby's saying you got to learn your body in and out, but are there patterns that you see and use with your clients? Oh, absolutely, my love. That's a great question. Give me 1 second and then I'll get back to it. Actually, let me just see if I can pin it so I don't forget. Pin comment. Perfect. Awesome. So when my parents left, they left at the late September. So it's really been like 2 weeks, honestly, maybe a little bit over 2 weeks that I've been adamant about my nutrition and my training. And it's a frustration. Like when you're doing the work, and I go through the same thing with all my clients. They're putting the work in. What's up, California? and they don't see results, and it's okay, because that's the body's time, that's the body response time. It does take time, it does not come easy, it's not like that. It takes a while. And even though like you guys think that I changed my body so fast and so easily, it's because that's what you see. One day I'm 158 and maybe 2 days later I'm 149. But I've been putting like effort in there like 3 weeks before that, before you actually see the transformation. It doesn't happen that easy. It takes a while. So that's the second thing, is just being cautious about how you're doing your nutrition and your training, and staying put. Mind you also that after my competition, my body went a little bit, how can I say? It was kind of in shock, I could say. My muscles were fried. Especially my lower body muscles, they were fried. I tried to get like leg workouts, even when I was in Brazil, like a month after, and I couldn't even contract my quads straight. It was hard. It felt like they were saturated. I talked about this yesterday. But no, I just waited, and I considerably like lowered my workouts. Like before, I was working out religiously 4 times a week, legs only, and doing cardio 7 days a week, and maybe sometimes it was like even 5 leg days a week, to like maybe two workouts a week. Now maybe around three. And I'm trying to add more full body things. I'm trying to add more upper body. I'm trying to add more conditioning. So those are the changes that are happening. But none of them would have come if I didn't respected my body's response time, the metabolic adaptation that my body had to go through, from going super low body fat to kind of normal, which is it comes with a kickback, come up, and then I need to wait for my body to regulate and slowly come down. The faster you lose weight, the harder it is for your body to keep that weight off. And that's something I talk to my clients all the time. Like, I know you have rush. I know you are always like, we want to lose those 5 pounds for yesterday. But the slower you can do that, the better it will be for your body, because the body is not going to fight it. I don't know if it was with you, Jackie, that I talked to about this. I had a few calls this week, but that we wanted to lose weight super fast. And I said, I get it. But if you drop 10 pounds in a month, and mind you, that's probably what I'm going to do now, but there's a caveat to this thing. Normally, if you drop 10 pounds in a month, your body's not going to accept it. Your body's going to like get in shock and fight back. That's what happened with my competition. That's what happened with most athletes. We put so low, and even though it's a slow drop, but because you go so below your set point, your body fat set point, your body's going to fight back. Your body is always trying to put on more weight because it's not healthy for the brain mechanisms of survival to stay at such a low body fat. The brain always wants a little bit more fat, because think of survival mode. It thinks of survival skills. Like even if you have fat is nothing but energy deposit, energy storage that you need to have in case shit hits the fan. Okay, Gabby, let me reply to your question. You got to learn your body in and out. Yes. But are there patterns that you see and use with your clients? Absolutely, my love. So there are patterns that I see in general with all my clients, right? Because most of my clients are kind of like similar in extent. Most of my clients are over 35. They're all business women. Most of them are moms. Some of them are married, some of them are divorced. Most of them are, did I say business owners? So yeah, there's patterns that I see just from the sake of like, that's my clientele. But I do have outliers. I train girls as early as 20. I train some men too. I train elderly people. I train pregnant women. I train women who never had babies. I train women who have like 4 babies. So there's some outliers. But so within the group, I can see patterns. And also because I've trained just in personal training, I train just widest array of people you can imagine, for the widest like goals, not just for, you know, putting on muscle, but for all things. But I also see patterns within the person. I tell my clients it's like dating. Whenever I started training someone new, whether in person or online, it's like dating. Like I'm getting to know that person. I'm getting to know how her body behaves, how her body responds to stimulus, how much can I push her body, how much can I push her calorie deficit. I got to see her weight fluctuation within the cycle, within the month. So yeah, there's always patterns, and the more you're able to observe yourself, the cats are crazy. If you don't have a coach, or the more you have a coach that is able to really look at you and see like the full of you, not just your weight or your adherence to the program, the more successful you're going to be. Also, something that I talked to about in the conference, I was a panelist this couple of weeks ago from my dear client Melissa, was the individuality with which you should treat each coach, each client, because I can't expect to serve the same copy paste thing to everybody and work. It doesn't work like that when you're like really down to nitty gritty of things. You need to be able to individualize the programs, the approaches, how you communicate, how you talk, how you push, how you coach. Everything is very, very individualized. Hope I answered that. Back to my metabolic adaptation with my body and what happened with me and what's happening and how I'm tweaking things in order to achieve the results that I want in 3 weeks. I talked about the training. I'm going to talk about the nutrition. Is like I said, until my parents were here, I wasn't counting calories at all. Not even like remotely. I don't count calories anymore, but not even remotely. I was trying to get any type of calorie count. Somebody asked on TikTok, why do you have you on your shirt? Because I'm your brand. I'm my brand. I'm not your brand. I'm my brand. That's why I carry myself on my shirt and not other people. Brand. And it's a pretty dope picture, right? Look at this. Let me show it to you zoom. It's awesome. Oh, look at my fat. So this is gonna turn into this. It's coming a little bit. It's coming. But thank you. It is dope. I think it's dope. I love using my shirt. I so much that like I have so many outfits to work out on. I don't even use it anymore. I just use my shirt. But nutrition. So I wasn't counting calories at all. As soon as my parents left and I started, okay, now it's time to get things rolling. I started mentally just trying to reduce calories. Patrick, it's not available for sale yet. Maybe it will be soon, but it's not yet. But as soon as it is, if it is, it's definitely gonna be on my Instagram, okay? You're gonna know my Instagram and put and purchase on my website. So I just started like trying to reduce calories. I wasn't even worried about protein intake per se, but I'm like, I have all this amount of calories that I'm eating. I'm eating a surplus, I know. So now let me just start cutting back all those things that are unnecessary for my diet. So cut back all the cookies, cut back all the treats, all the sweets, all the carbs, all the things that I've been eating when they were here. Because first we were going out to eat and I was doing all those things, and they always had cookies here. And then even though I was able to make them switch from Oreos to like the healthy version of Oreos, still Oreos nonetheless, still stuffed cookies. So that was phase one, and my body calmed itself a little bit. It got almost like how I can make you guys understand. It's almost kind of like it got out of the inflammatory state. It was super inflamed and then reduced a little bit that inflammation. Second stage was, and then I like, okay, I had a response. Second stage was, okay, let me transform all those foods that I was eating lots of snacks, like healthy snacks, but like protein bars and stuff like that. Let me start trying to cut those off, because those come with extra calories, extra chemicals, extra sugars, extra empty calories that do not satisfy me. So I can eat a protein bar, 30 minutes after I'm going to be hungry again. Protein bars are great for like a last minute resort. And if you're out and about, or if you need something quick on your purse, awesome. But if you have the chance to have a meal, always have a meal, because that's really what's going to satisfy you. That's the only thing is going to make you cut your hunger and really fulfill your micro and macro nutrient needs. So I started taking less snacks and putting more real food. And that's when my future husband was here. So we're cooking a lot. We did eat out a few times, but like being super conscious with things. And he was here, so we also had a few extra cocktails when he was here for about a week. After he left, and then I was home alone with the kids in at the zoo, then I really started cutting down on my calories. And then I'm out of all the snacks, cooking my foods. I did have one event that I dined out that was like a lot of food, but I was still trying to eat more like protein. I had maybe two or three cocktails, but trying to cut as much as possible and try to be more protein conscious. And I think, and I say all those things, this is not a vlog, but I'm saying all those things because I want to show you that there are stages to a nutritional performance of how things can work for you and how you can keep your body to keep responding. And for me was cut the crap, eat kind of healthy snacks, to now like no more snacks. It's just whole foods. And I do have the occasional protein, but I'm not saying I'm perfect. I told you, like, by not all means I'm trying to go back to competition diet, even though probably at the last week I will, because I want to get like shizzled for my birthday. But it's just like small cuts and the body starts responding. And when I talk about metabolic adaptation, that's what I mean. And that's what I suggest to my clients to do is like slowly and slow transformations. If it's like certain people are eating terribly, and they're extremely overweight, yeah, they might benefit from like doing a very harsh cut back on diet and just go, no, like how'd you call it, cold turkey. But if you're somewhat healthy and if you just have like, I don't know, 5, 10 pounds to lose, the best way to do it is do it slowly, progressively. Because not only you give your mind time to adjust, you give your body time to adjust, you also give like your metabolism time to adjust and not fight back. And for me, is because my he should be here, Curtis, because my competition was very extreme with training, and there is a level of dehydration, a very mild dehydration on it, and really pushing very extreme first stage. There's a kickback, and also mentally I was super tired, so I stepped back and I let myself eat whatever I want. Coming forward to my birthday, into this new season of my life where I'm most likely not competing again unless Heath convinces me to do a competition with me, um, I'm not gonna go as extreme. So I'm gonna go low body fat. I'm gonna go low weight, but I'm doing slowly and progressively, and and like the best way possible, stress free, physiological stress, because I want to sustain. So there's not that fight back. Because on my birthday, you best believe I'm going to be drinking and eating cake. But after that, it's just like I don't won't need to diet again, because I'm just gonna go back to my normal self, which this is what I'm building to be my normal. And that's the idea that I want all my clients and all of you honestly to get to, is you achieve your body weight, your ideal body weight, and then you just maintain. And of course, there's always things we need to work on in the weight room. And I always have details on my body that I want. Like I want my butt a little bit more like that. I want my legs to be a little more like that. And like I want to do small adaptations, but your weight you should be able to get your weight and just flow on it and just stay in there and keep like playing with it. And once you get to that, once you get to that squirrel, um, you're gonna just navigate. And that's for my ladies, okay, guys? I'm sorry to leave you out of it, but that's mostly for ladies. You guys don't have a lot of weight fluctuations. You don't have to, because you don't have crazy hormones like we do. But for us women, maybe like depending on your complexion, not complexion, your body, like 2, 3 pounds up and down. That would be like a health, maybe even 5. Someone bigger like me, 5 pounds up and down. That's healthy when you go to your period and things like that, or maybe you go on vacation. Ooh, so that's it. That's all the metabolic adaptations that I'm going through. And moving forward, what I'm going to do to achieve that weight and my goal weight in 3 weeks is I'm going to keep cutting things. The same thing that I did for my show, but a little bit less technical, less concerned about every single detail. Because for my show, I was like so worried about proportions and my abs, and like everything needs to be meticulously thought about. Now it's more like an overall feel. Like I don't need to be stage perfect, even though I would love to, but I'm just looking for maintenance for like a physique that I can carry proudly and like feeling myself and looking at the mirror, like absolutely loving what I see, but that it's not hard to maintain. That's of course it demands care, it demands workouts, demands cardio, it demands high protein diet, it demands whole food diet, but it doesn't demand like extreme detail oriented care. Make sense? So I'm gonna slowly keep cutting more things, adapting more my diet, eating things that I love, that is not for me, it's not hard to eat, like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, ground beef, vegetables, hummus, coconut water, blueberries, whey protein, protein ice cream, chocolate, cookies after a hard like day, which I haven't been able to have like a really good hard one, but hopefully hopefully soon. But that's it. That's the recipe for success. If you guys have any questions regarding this or any other things, let me know right now. Oh, may forever rest. How to say that? Oh, may you forever. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. Jackie. Excited about my future program. It's dope. It's gonna be awesome, Jackie. I'm gonna get those things that we talked about. They are gonna go work perfectly how you want it. And your diet too. Standing, giving a few more times for questions. Um, Somebody's asking here, how many times a week should I work out to grow a booty? It depends on your, how can I say that? It's not how many times you you need to work, but more like how many times can you work and how intense can you do it? Um, Workout, how can I say? Workout frequency, it's extremely related to your capacity of recovery, but also your capacity of pushing yourself. You know, if you are someone who you don't know how to train extreme and you don't know how to train heavy and you don't know how to push yourself, you could work out booty every day if you're really not seeing results. I would debate, and there's a lot of conflicting literature in that about overtraining and all that. I think it's been proved now that overtraining is extremely hard to achieve. Most people will never get to that overtraining phase. So if you're someone who doesn't get sore from your workouts, you probably could train butt every day. If you don't feel your glutes like sore, if you don't feel them tired, if you're not fatigued, keep training. But I'll tell you that it would be much more profitable if you work out harder and give more rest in between sets, more sets between workout days. You're probably not pushing enough. I try to work out I try to have 4 lower body days a week, two for glute focused and two quad focused. But if like maybe one day I worked out glutes and the following day I wake up and I feel nothing, most of the times I'll go and do it again. Different exercises, different approach, different rep schemes and movements. But yeah, if you're not sore, my bet is like do it again. Heidi's asking, I just want to concentrate on whole foods. I have to be gluten free right now because it was inflammatory right now. Yes, my love. So for you, and we talked about a little bit about your diet, the best thing is like find stuff that are easy for you. And by stuff, I mean food and like meal frequency, even that are easy for you, that makes you feel satisfied, and that satisfy your cravings and satisfy, I feel like full. You're not hungry, but you're also not craving. It's two different things. Like hunger and craving, or we can even say physiological hunger and psychological hunger. So it's really important for you to find those foods that you like, maybe substitutes for snacks that you used to eat, or even like your kids eat. And like for example, I just said, so my parents were here, they used to buy Oreos, and I have a problem with Oreo. If I eat one, that's it. So I told my dad, like, Dad, don't buy Oreos because I'm gonna eat them all in one sitting. Don't do that to me. That's torture. So I convinced them. I bought one at, the 365 brand from Whole Foods. I bought that and they loved it. And of course, it's still caloric. It's still not the best thing that you could eat, but I can guarantee you it's definitely better than Oreos. So I found that for them, and I'm sure you can find lots of substitutes that, are going to be good for you. They're going to make you feel good. And it's never going to be like the real thing, like for example, when they say, oh, protein cookies. Yeah, I'll eat a protein cookie anytime. It's never going to taste like, freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. Like I was just in my Heap's mom, how to say, ranch a few weeks ago, and she had freshly baked cookies for us. I ate them all. It was awesome. So a protein cookie, I don't care how good it is, it's never going to taste as good as those. But it's a substitute and it's something that you could slowly adapt and slowly like insert in your diet. Like I told you too, I think we talked about this, is changing the mindset from never being able to eat that again to I'm choosing not to eat this now while I'm pursuing my goal, but doesn't mean you can never eat something like that again. It's just a temporary thing. If we tend to overthink too much of our nutritional, guidelines and our workouts. Oh my gosh, I just talking to a client the other day. Oh, I'm gonna have to work out for the rest of my life. Like, why don't you just think about today? Don't think about 50 years from now, 20 years from now. Think about your workout today. We'll talk about 50 years from now when it's 50 years from now. Curtis asking, do I love Brazil? Of course, I love Brazil. Gabby's asking, is that achievable at home with weights? Absolutely, my love. It's absolutely achievable. What I would say is there's a lot of little devices you can buy in order to enhance your workouts. I'll definitely have clients who work out at home, and I convince them to buy a bench, a step, and bends. And you can get massive, incredible workouts just like that. And it's really just learning how to push your body to the limit rather than just loading weights. I can make anybody have a severely hard workout or 10 pound dumbbells or even just body weight. It's just learning how to push. Like you need to learn how to like do 10 reps and you still get more in you. Like do more, keep doing more. Always ask yourself, can I do one more rep? Most of the times you can. And then there'll be the time you're gonna be like, oh, it hurts, I can't. That's where you should aim for. Meu amor is saying proper protein and also rest are important too. Absolutely, amor. They are very, very important. We pay a lot of attention to our protein intake when, especially when me and him are eating together. It's like it's always protein, protein, protein. I need to get more protein. Even if we're like just having a snack, protein focus. No wonder he has an 18 pack on his stomach. Right, amor? Yes, you did. You're talking about the cookies. Heidi's listening. Yes, that thought goes through my head all the time now. It helps when I tell myself that I can have that food another day. Yes, absolutely, my love. Sibeli, minha prima linda. Beijo, meu amor. It definitely helps, my love. And we talked a little bit about this. I've suffered with a lot of binge eating disorders of all types, you guys can imagine. And I learned how to understand and reframe that because we do think like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to eat that ever again. No, it's just now. Just focus on now. And also remember how you feel after you eat and you feel like crap. So it's like, is it really worth it for those 30 seconds of satisfaction? Most of the time it's not. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Let me see if you guys have any more questions. Open up for more questions. We have, I'm going to count to 10. And if there's no more questions, we're going to call it quits. Dole uma, I just know how to say that in Portuguese. Dole duas, dole três. Ding, 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 ding. This was awesome, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us and participating. We're going to do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Zoom, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but I should be. So wherever it is, put your name on the list. Send me your email so you can get on the Zoom call. Those are uploaded later on YouTube. But bring your questions. I love to answer questions. That's when we grow. That's when you learn. That's when I can like contribute more to you. And you have an opportunity to ask me a question. Ask the experts so I can know share some knowledge and some wisdom with you guys. That it will be my absolute pleasure. Thank you, Jackie, my love. You guys have a beautiful, blessed night. Thank everybody on TikTok. Thank everybody on Instagram. God bless you all. See you next Monday.